name is Sadie and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make a very easy cherry pie. This is how you make the pie crust. So you're going to take a large mixing bowl and you're going to add your 2.5 cups of flour, your tablespoon of sugar, and your 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And you're going to mix them together. You have your dry mix, and you're going to add the shortening and the butter. You're going to grab a pastry cutter like this, and you're going to mix them until it resembles coarse crumbs. My butter and shortening is all cut in, as you can see. So I'm going to take my spoon, or you can use a fork, and I'm going to get my ice water. And I'm going to get a nice half cup of that ice water. Be careful to avoid the ice. It always seems to slip in. See, and you're going to add it in, and quickly you're going to stir it around, and the dough will start to form. If you need to, you can add more. I don't think that will be necessary. A little more ice water, but so now you can see the dough is starting to form. So I'm gonna get some more flour, and I'm gonna lightly cover a surface, just pat it around a bit. And now I'm gonna pour out the dough. It's okay if it isn't completely mixed in. We'll deal with that now. And we're gonna just knead it together until smooth. So, as you can see, I've been kneading it a lot, and it's all doughy now. It will be a little bit wet and sticky, but that's because of the added water. And so you're going to take a knife, you're going to pat it into a disc, and you're going to cut it in half, or in one if you don't want to make a top. Okay, and now you're going to wrap them and roll them into balls, like pat them into this. And you're going to wrap them in plastic wrap. So I'm going to show you a trick I've learned. If you just dampen your hand, you pat it around, it helps the plastic wrap stick to the place where you're working. Plastic wrapped. You're just going to find room for them in the fridge. Just going to keep them there for like 20 minutes. Now that the crust is in the fridge, we're going to make the filling. Ingredients are 3 cans of tart pitted cherries, a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, and a 1/3 cup of sugar. Filling, you're going to take a small pot, and you're going to put the heat to medium. And then you're going to put the cornstarch and the sugar in the pot. And just real quick, whisk it together. And now we're going to put in the cherry juice. How I do it is I just take the lid and I hold it on one, and then I let the juice go in. It's kind of a thing to get used to. It's hard. Until it gets thick. Just scrape the bottom because the cornstarch will stick to it. To thicken, and as you can see, the cornstarch is all sticking to the bottom. So, oh yeah, it's definitely thickening now. So it's like a gelatin. I'm gonna add my 3 cups of cherries. I might want to switch to another pot. Oh. Now we're going to roll out the dough while the mixture for the inside of the cherry pie is cooling. So, I'm going to lightly flour surface, lightly flour the rolling pin, and And we're going to take one of our doughs and we're going to roll it out. It's all rolled out. I'm going to take a pie pan and I'm going to just plop it in there. Okay, so now I've rolled it out and I've spread it around in my pot pan. Okay, so I've just finished rolling out the top crust. As you can see, I've poured in the filling. Now, I just want to say, if you have made the filling and you don't have enough room for all 3 cans of cherries in your pot, then you could just pour in 1 or just none. And if you're doing none, you pour the cherries into the pie crust and then you pour the filling. If you pour in 1, then you're going to pour in the filling, and then you're going to pour in the 2 other cans of cherries on top of it, and take a wooden spoon and gently fold it in. You have to be gentle because you might break the bottom crust. Okay, so now I'm going to put on the top crust. Put the top on my pie crust. Top pie crust on my pie. And if you have extra dough from like clippings off the edge like I did, I have a ton of extra dough, then you can make a decoration, and here's how you do it. So you roll it out really thin. And then you cut whatever shape you want, and then you put it on the middle or wherever you want on the pie. So as you can see, I've made some vent holes, lots of them. And since I'm kind of making this up, we're going to go until for 400 degrees.